Okay, so welcome everyone to Appeal Readiness, remembering our caring communication. So I am Rebecca Rogers. I am the Volunteer Engagement Rep 3 for NorCal. I cover about 9 counties in Northern California, but I am a part of an amazing team of 4 other reps and a supervisor. And I would like to introduce Judith as well. And Judith is from SoCal. She is my caring communication partner and she is going to be monitoring the chat for us tonight. You want to say hi, Judith?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Judith Rivatola. I'm excited to be here with all of you. I cover a small portion of the LA County here in Southern California, Los Angeles County. So I'm excited to be here with you. So thank you for joining us.
And thank you, Judith, for helping tonight. So I do want to start off with saying that this session is not a typical caring communication session. Instead of learning new material, the focus is going to be on reviewing skills that were taught in previous trainings to help build confidence for our volunteers while you guys manage this appeal in the field. The goal is to reflect on how these existing communication techniques can be used to help us cope with and manage the difficulties and challenges that we are currently experiencing on our blood drives. So let's talk about being appeal ready and all by remembering our caring communication. Since this session is primarily for review and information, we will be moving through the material before addressing any questions and concerns. So all questions will be addressed at the end of the presentation during the Q&A portion of the call. Please feel free to use that chat box to share any comments or questions that come to mind through the presentation, and we'll be sure to address them during the Q&A portion. So as you can see on our screen, you do have a chat icon that you are welcome to use. If you are using a phone or using different audio, feel free to write down your questions on a piece of paper or even a Word document and ask them at the end of the call, okay? So jumping in for the appeal for blood. So let's go ahead and talk about some facts. So the American Red Cross is facing a severe blood shortage right now. So as requests from those hospitals that we service exceed the availability of our blood supply, our goal is to increase social media and donor recruitment to fill those appointment slots during this time. We do urge that all come to donate through the winter. We are trying to target those type O's, A's, and B negative blood types most because those are the lowest in storage. And just gain a basic understanding that appeals are difficult, but they are essential for keeping the available blood on hospital shelves. Launching a pill is never a decision that we take lightly. So feeling and being prepared for high volume days is difficult for those of us who have not experienced an appeal in the past. So some things that we can expect are full appointment slots at our blood drives and donor centers. We can expect a large number of walk-ins, an increased number of new donors, and longer than normal wait times. The overall impact is higher than normal anxieties and lack of patience for our donors, decreasing the want to give in the future. So let's talk a little bit about that time. So donors feel the weight of the wait more intensely than we do behind the scenes. If they don't know what's happening, their anxieties rise faster. So it is essential to conduct small 10-second check-ins and keep engaging proactively with our care knowledge care statements that we have learned in our previous modules. So there are a few things written on the screen. Feel free to jot some of them down as you read through them if they sound like a good, quick, some check-ins at registration. But just to read a few of them, just saying something as simple as just wanting to check in really quick. We are still on track and you will be taken back shortly. Or maybe something like, we appreciate you being so patient. Let me check in with the staff and just see how much longer it will be. Thank you for sticking with us today. And they're providing some wait time updates at check-in, like when they first arrive to check-in, will help donors navigate if they are able to or willing to wait. So for instance, we do have a donor wait time estimator that is located in our staff resources on our staff computers. So you are able to ask staff for this estimator when you first arrive so that you can communicate with donors without having to ask if it hasn't already been provided. So this chart uses the number of staff on duty across the top and the number of donors waiting to the side column to provide the closest possible estimated wait time for the donor from registration before they make that decision to wait. We also want to make sure that we avoid certain conversations around things such as issues or constraints. It really does take that trust that our donors have in us, and it makes them not feel comfortable coming again. So detouring conversations around issues and constraints can be done when we are experiencing issues, delays, or simply can take no one. So on those times that we say, hey, we need people, come walk in, walk in, walk in, if on the day of the drive we are not able to accommodate them, it does matter how we say it. So acknowledging that their effort and offer the next best option. So instead of saying things like we're understaffed, this is something that happens commonly with an appeal, mainly because we're accepting a lot more walk-ins than what we have staffed for the goal that we have for the day. So instead of saying things like we're understaffed, we're going to try using words like we're doing our best to move everyone through today. Instead of saying the system messed up, try saying, I know this isn't how we expected things to go. And instead of saying that's policy, so this is a really good one for when you have to turn someone away. Instead of saying that's policy, that's what my charge said, maybe try something more along the lines of let me share what other options we have for you. Because our donors do have options outside of just today. And due to many factors, we do not always have the capacity to accommodate every donor that walks into the blood drives. So for instance, no longer accepting walk-ins, maybe we're at lunches, maybe we had a lot of people that just showed up during those lunches or down times, or maybe all the appointments showed up in walk-ins appointments. Maybe we don't have any appointments available. Maybe we have any sort of like system errors, deferrals, and health history as well. It is important that when we have to say not today, that we still encourage them to explore the other options we do have. For instance, utilizing Book Now. There is an option for you guys to use manual entry when we are not accepting walk-ins. Again, no appointments, deferrals, or even first-time donors. You just want to make sure that you confirm that the drive information that you have selected is correct, and then you select the schedule your next appointment button on that home screen. You want to select at the end of the drive roster that you don't see your name, and below the drive roster to perform the manual entry. You want to encourage donors to maybe even download the blood donor app, or maybe even instruct them to visit redcrossblood.org, or even by calling 1-800 Red Cross, which is 1-800-733-2767. It is important for you to still take time to explain to our first time donors or even our younger donors that maybe haven't donated as much, but spend a little less time than you normally would. So starting in registration, you do have the opportunity to walk the donor through the donation process. During an appeal, when donor volume is high, it is essential to try to just make this as brief as possible and just provide a very clear, to the point overview when time doesn't allow for that detailed explanation. So the registration conversation flow for a quick check-in is that you can welcome the donor, verify if they have an appointment, and ask them if they have been here before. If they are a new donor, you can still ask them if they have completed a rapid pass. If they have done it, they would remember. So for those that need it, you can simply say it is the reading information and questionnaire that we are going to ask you to fill out prior to donating blood. Hand them the QR code, hand them the tablet, and they can complete the process by sitting down in registration. Explain to them once they are done with that, they are able to come back and you will help them check in on the computer. Once they do come back up to the table, you can assist them with check-in by either showing them how to do it or walking them through it. And just provide some additional steps. So don't wait for them to ask questions. Just after you're done with the check-in, say you're going to wait in the waiting area, maybe gesture for where that's going to be until the staff will be able to take you back to perform a physical and review your rapid pass. You can gesture toward those health history booths. The staff will help you select an arm, explain every step in the process, and be present through the entire process in case you have any questions. I'll go ahead and see you again when you come back to the canteen area to make sure that you're feeling well and see how it went. So our volunteers are incredible and absolutely essential to the success of our blood drives. The compassion, commitment, and effort that you bring does not go unnoticed. And you are valued, you are important, and we understand that volunteers can even be fatigued. So taking care of you really does help to manage those moods and mindsets. And it's just as impactful for blood drive success. So always remember just a quick review on how to take care of yourself. Don't wait, take breaks when you need them. So when you need to use the restroom, go to the restroom. If you need to step away to eat something, just communicating with staff when you need to do that. Give yourself an opportunity to reset after tough conversations as needed. So sometimes we have these interactions that we can't control. Sometimes emotions are heightened. There's not much that we are able to do to control other people. But if it's not sitting with us right, maybe just taking a quick few moments to step away and practice our breathing. So again, remembering our 4 4s. So breathe in, 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold, and then repeat that as needed until we are able to return back to the blood drive. Um, and thank you all so much for showing up and making a difference for our collection staff, our donors. And I know that I am one proud supervisor. And then some more bits of information. The Pacific Division is launching an appeal um, volunteer impact recognition. So volunteers do more than support the day of drive operations. And for those efforts, it's time that we are actually going to recognize you. So now through February 28th, I believe this actually started on Monday. We would love to know when you go that extra mile outside of our blood drives. We ask that you share your success with us. We have developed a form for you to easily track a submission located at the bottom of the screen. You can simply click on it, or Judith can go ahead and place it in the chat like she just did. She is one step ahead of me. Um, and just kind of to review for when you do things like spread community awareness. So this includes, putting up some social media posts, maybe a church bulletin board, maybe publicizing at the school you attend that we are in a blood appeal. We definitely would give you a point for that. So just let us know when you do that. Take a picture, upload the picture. For when we receive staff shout outs. So, for instance, our staff are really great at letting us know that you are fantastic when you are at the blood drives. If they tell you during a blood drive, just give them a little extra nudge that there is a form right now for them to fill out, for them just to mention you by name. And a lot of our donor ambassadors are already donors, and some of our donor ambassadors do volunteer because they're not able to give that gift. So we do ask that if you do give blood during this time period, please let us know about it. If you're not able to give blood during this time, then grab a friend, grab a relative, grab a husband or a wife or a partner of some sort and encourage them to come give during this time. Maybe you could take a selfie of them in the canteen. And again, just fill out the form and upload it. These are things that many of our volunteers are already doing, and we just want to know about it and recognize you for helping us through this very difficult time to bring donors in and recognize you for all of your efforts. All right, so that brings us to the question and answer portion of our call. So the way this is going to work is that I'm going to leave the recording on for a little bit so that we can capture any questions. I know that there was a few that came in the chat. If you're interested in not coming off mute, you can still place questions in the chat as they arise. You are able to click that chat icon. It opens up a box and you're able to type in the bottom of that to then send us a message. If you are interested in coming off mute, please feel free to raise your hand and make sure that your microphone does not have a slash through it. So the microphone looks like a microphone. If it does have a slash through it, then that means that you are muted and we cannot hear you. I'll usually give you guys a few different times to try and then we would move on. I will say that we will stop recording at a certain point to give anyone who maybe doesn't want to ask their question to have them have the opportunity to still ask that question in a more comfortable space.
So we have a few questions in the chat. Barbara has a couple of questions. The first one she said earlier, or she asked, is how do we provide options when Book Now is not functioning? So I know on the slide there were a couple of other options, such as the blood donor app that you can have the donor download if they wish to do so. It gives you a list of local blood drives according to where you are. And future blood drives as well if there's a specific date that you have in mind. They can also go to the website, which is redcrossblood.org, or call our 800 number. I believe those are the options that we have, correct, Rebecca? If Book Now is not available, correct.
Yeah, and if Book Now is not available, I know that sometimes in our area, Barbara, we have some complications with tablets, connectivity issues, whatever the case may be. If we're not utilizing Book Now, or even in a lower frequency area like our Auburn Drive, where there may not be enough blood drives in the area to locate one, definitely encourage them to download the blood donor app. If they are a new donor, they will get that donation once everything is all said and done with the current donation, usually within the next couple of weeks. If they are utilizing the website or phone number, they'll be able to register immediately as well. If they, yeah, if they are a new donor and they need a donor ID number, or if they are a returning donor, I'm sorry, they will have a donor number in our system, and the staff will be able to provide that for them as well to link their account to their blood donation for that day quicker.
And then her second question, if someone wants to do PR and they're not the correct blood type needed, what do we do?
Power Reds.
There you go.
So PR stands for Power Reds, and
Oh,
I would,
PR.
yeah. So they are only doing Power Red donations on negative and O's. So we do need O positive, O negative, A negative, and B negative on those Power Reds. If somebody wants to come in and donate Power Reds, and I would always say it's sometimes too hard or too much time for us to have those difficult conversations with the donors. If it goes beyond, oh, you're not the right blood type, to donate Power Reds, they can ask the staff for further information in the booth. I would say that we are still accepting sickle cell patients that do match with sickle cell patients that are other blood types, but for the most part, we do only accept the negatives and the O's right now. So if you're finding donor comes in and they're a little bit upset by that, then just have them talk to the staff member when they're in health history. If for whatever reason they're able to change them over, I would say I've had some donors that wanted to donate Power-Res, thought they were positive, they ended up being negative. They definitely can have those conversations with the staff in health history, and the staff will be able to provide them with different options.
Great, great. And then Alicia, she is hosting her first blood drive this month on the 26th. So yay, Alicia, that's fantastic. How can she submit for points? Um,
Yeah. I mean, you have
yeah,
flyers. Like, I
right.
would
I
take
was
a
gonna
picture
say,
of where all those flyers and social media posts and
yeah,
how you're getting that word out there is going. I didn't see a tier yet, but maybe that's something we need to let Benson know. Like,
there
we
is.
have actual donors that are hosting blood drives.
Yeah, that's
I
amazing.
I would definitely say that you are getting donors in too, so maybe take a picture
Mm-hmm.
of that appointment slot. I mean, I think that you might end up at that minimum 8 points really quickly.
Seriously. Thank you so much. It's incredible. We appreciate
Well,
you.
I mean, it's active this Monday because that's when we were told about it. The appeal started on the 20th, and I'm always telling people if you did some stuff before then, great. But chances are, if you're still doing a blood drive, like it hasn't run yet, correct? Oh, on the 26th.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
Oh,
okay,
okay. What
okay.
what 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 date was that? Was that last
That
Monday?
that was ooh, where are we? Well, yeah, you're right. Last Monday. So I think the appeal started on the 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I know
So
that
I
he
would.
told us about it on the 26th, so I'm pretty sure it goes back to the 26th. So let's go ahead and ask Benson about it.
Okay,
Alicia,
that's our
who is
boss.
your supervisor? Oh, Benson is our manager. Who is your supervisor? Wow, 41 units. I mean,
That's
to me that's a
wonderful.
sweater. That sounds
Seriously,
like a
that
sweater.
is amazing. Leslie,
Leslie,
okay.
Sierra, and Nina Minton. I have no idea who
They're in
Nina
LA
is.
County, so Leslie is borders me. So wonderful. I don't worry, I will talk to Benson about that. I'll send him an email
Yeah, and we'll
and
CC.
include Leslie.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
CC Leslie.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. So if anyone has any other questions, maybe didn't want to ask on recording, feel free to do so now.